Good, should we go? So we can keep the time. So officially welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. It was very nice to have the chance to meet and introduce each other last week. There's lots of new people from the various regions who are working together and who could say something about how we want to shape this process or how do we see this moving forward. And then today we'll just continue that discussion. We sent you, a suggested program of how we envisaged this month of September going on in terms of what activities and what sort of meetings we would have to make sure that now that everyone is on board, we have a good foundation and a basis and a shared understanding as to how we can work together. One person that was not here last Thursday that I would like to welcome, maybe she can say a couple of words as well, is Judy Payne. She will support us in the global, let's say, global overview or global advisory role. So this is a person also that you can bounce in terms of questions when the regions have are discussing what sort of frame or direction to go. Judy is someone who has been working many years in the issues of digitalization and agriculture. So we'd just like to welcome her. Maybe you can say a couple of words, Judy, also, because last week we talked about what do we hope to get out of this and what are some of our expectations. So maybe you can share also some of your expectations and introduce yourself.
Good morning. Thank you for the welcome. I don't know most of you, but I certainly have been thinking about digitalization and how it can help extension services, rural advisory services scale and be sustainable. I was at USAID for a decade as the digital solutions advisor for agriculture. And in that capacity, I worried a lot about applications that were sustainable beyond the project phase, operationally and financially, and scaled. I dealt a lot with partnerships with mobile network operators, with farmer groups. I was very interested in scaling, and I'm really pleased to be a part of this because of the emphasis on really reaching many more farmers on a sustainable basis. So I look forward to getting to know you, some of your organizations, and I'm sure some of the services that you will choose will be ones that I'm somewhat familiar with, but I'm looking forward to getting to know new ones too.
Great, thank you and welcome officially. Well, Judy has been also supporting this process for a long time. Many of you have already been part of other meetings where we work together, but for some it's also the first time. So as we said, this is a longer term process and we will be working together for a while. So we'll just take our time and meet each other and have other occasions also to exchange. The program for today, as we said, it's really, we hope to have the ball on your court so that you can talk a little bit about what has been ongoing in the region, what is it that you are familiar with already, what are solutions, existing solutions that are under your radar? Do they really fit the purposes of what we want to look at, or maybe not? What are some of the parameters that might change from one region to the other? And today's discussion, as we put here, we just asked you last week to think about successful stories dealing with e-extension in your region that have had some impact at scale, and then picking 2 or 3 to present today. Not to say that this will be the ones that the regions will have to work with until the end of the project. It might be that the more you find out, you see that maybe some other solutions are more suitable. And today we'll just have these presentations as such. Before maybe I pass the word to the Asian region, here we have Siti as the main presenter, but of course, we invite everyone else to also jump in and say something. We'll have a discussion after that. But before I pass the word to Asia, Carl, is there anything you would like to add?
No, not at this stage. It's fine. I think we should go to a presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope that City, you have the possibility to share the screen. If not, I'll give that to you, but then I pass the word to you.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay. Okay, let me share the host disable participant screen sharing.
Okay, so you should be able to do it now. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening from Indonesia. And nice to meet you, all of you, Carl, Ingrid, Judith, and all of colleagues from Freelancer, also from APAS, and also from RASI. So I would like to continue the presentation that was presented last week. Yeah, last week. So here I would like to share with you again some of the information that we all together has collected so far. So in terms of Indonesia, we have so far identified 14 digital RAS to date, and from the 14 that we collected, we try to make a pie chart, and we we found that most of the providers for the digital RAS come from partnership between either government with the private sector, or either uh, NGO with others partners. And we also found that private sector comprise about 27.8% of the digital RAS that we collected so far, and government also has about 22% of the digital RAS, and higher education also provided services in digital RAS, but a bit lower than those of private sector and the government. So regarding the number of user that as a beneficiary of the digital RAS, we found that most of the digital RAS has reached more than 20,000 user, but we haven't collected information regarding how deep the user, or how intense the user use the service. Maybe later on we can collect more information about that after we conduct some kind of interview with the provider and also the user or the beneficiary of the digital RAS. So we selected to date for the tentative result from Indonesia application called My Agri. So this application can be found in the website and also YouTube. So a brief description about My Agri. The provider is the Center for Vegetable Research based in Lembang, West Java. And this application supported by Wageningen University, the Netherlands. And the user use the application free of charge. The application has been established since 2014, and the service varies not only about on-farm on-farm advice, but also try to link with the aspect for the price or for the marketing the product. So this is a quite broad service provided by this application, and we try to contact the public relation and also the people behind this application. And to date, the number of the user reach more or less 30,000, not only farmer, but also extension workers or extensionists. And for your information, this application has nominated by the European Union in the blue books of 2018 regarding the content of this application close to climate change, what we call it, climate change adaptation and mitigation, to promote the agriculture that that is friendly to environmental issue. And from the Philippines, thank you for colleagues from the Philippines, Alain, also Eric and Virginia. The colleagues from the Philippines have also gathered information about the digital RAS in the region, and as I also presented last week, there are a number of promising digital RAS in the Philippines, and as the case study, the college selected Rice Crop Manager Advisory Services. Thanks for colleagues. And this is more information about Rice Crop Manager Advisory Services. Maybe later on, a colleague from the Philippines can explain more about this. And this platform use not only a smartphone, but also personal computer mixed with the print out material and also text message for those who haven't used a smartphone. So the farmer can receive a recommendation in the form of one-page print out materials through SMS, and also advice or input for the farmer about the cultivation or anything that clock or that appropriate with the field size. And this is a brief description about the application. So we can see that this application, a kind of a decision support tool that enable extension worker to use either computer or smartphone to provide farmer with a kind of recommendation that match with their needs, something like that. And this application also provide advisory services through a complementary suite of tools that are integrated into one digital platform called Rice Crop Manager Advisory Services, and the Department of Agriculture and local government unit of extension worker are trained to provide advisory services that are needed by the farmers and other stakeholders interested in their region. So this application is an output of the collaboration between IRI and the Department of Agriculture in the Philippines through its Agricultural Training Institute and also regional field offices. And for the total subscriber or user of this application or platform is more than 250. So this is also a large number of the user from all of 15 regions in the country. And also this application has provided a short SMS to farmers to support them in the ground, and also recommendation granted more than 2 million. And to be exact, is about 42,050. So this is the website of the service provider. So later on we can discuss it. Thank you for your attention. So maybe colleagues will add some more information if there is still time. So I hand it to Ingrid as the moderator for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Siti. We are good with time. You're precisely on schedule, but so if anyone, I see there's a lot of collaboration into the different countries, also in getting this information and seeing what are active solutions. So if anyone else from the region would like to add, we invite you to speak, or also just to spark a discussion, but we can look at that in the second stage.
Can I add from the RAS? I'm from Malaysia. Malaysia also have their e-extension project. So one of that one is under Department of Agriculture. So they made many apps to use by farmers or other stakeholders. So one of the apps is relating to the 100 tips of growing crop. Or one more is agriculture map. So the farmers can know how to calculate fertilizer or how to calculate the crop or seed or everything. So their service, but I still not identify the users, but the service provider is under Department of Agriculture, under Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-based industry in Malaysia. So many several apps or websites which can use by the users relating to the extension tips or extension advice. That's all from me from Malaysia.
If does anybody else want to share? I see there's a question from Judy also in the chat. She's asking, how is the RISE Manager app paid for? Do subscribers pay for it?
Yes, I think Arlen could answer that. Arlen just joined this meeting. So please, Arlen, Yudi asked about the question that I try to rewrite it in the chat. Arlen, thank you.
Yes. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Arlen.
Hi.
Yes, wait.
We can hear you. We can see you. Maybe if you need to double check the notes, we can also just get back to that at a certain, or just can also just put it in the chat. It's hard to have all of the data from all of the apps in the head. Or is that okay? Or Marlene?
Yes. No,
Yeah, how is the business model for this RISE app? Judy was asking. Who is paying for it? Do subscribers pay a fee, or who is making it viable in business?
actually, this is not being paid. This is a government service. So this is actually a partnership between the International Rice Research with the Department of Agriculture. So it's one of the services that the Department of Agriculture is providing our farmers through our extension workers. because the information they get is through the information workers. You see, the information work, it's part of the work of the information workers, I mean, extension workers, both from the Department of Agriculture, through the regional field offices in the Agricultural Training Institute, and also the local government unit extension workers. So it's a government service.
Thank you. Is there anything from the, I see a question from Danilo. We can share all the presentations once we have them. This one from Rasia from Asia, we shared on the email we sent last week, earlier this week, sorry. And we can collect and share all of them for sure, also with the recording of today's session. Does anyone else want to add? Or if not, I also have one question about what you presented. Carl, I think you're on mute. Carl, did you want to say something? Okay, maybe for, I was just curious, in this first, in this first gathering of information, was there anything that was surprising to you in terms of a service that was under the radar, or a service that is not really yet covered by one of these apps? Or was there anything that stood out in gathering this initial information?
Yeah, maybe we cannot receive any information just only from the website, from the application. So we need to talk also with the manager of the program, and also the information that has not been displayed in the website. So we need some more effort to collect that. So that's what we present here, just temporary information that we receive up to date, or that we collected, that we can collect at up to date. So we need more what we call it, more time, more time to add more information, and also to analyze the finding. Yeah, maybe colleagues can add some more information. Dr. Rani or Lani or others.
Excuse me. Okay. This is Rani speaking. Sorry, I have a difficult. Yes, thank you. Okay. I think most of the website, or most of digital agriculture extension services is already a part of the government services, even though whether the apps provided by the private sector, they have their own business models, which is developed by themselves, by the corporate, something like that. So it's kind of like services to spread the information or dissemination about the technology, or even the activities of the company or the corporate regarding about the technology that they are provide for the farmers. So for example, cyber extensions, we have a team of the senior extension officer, which is provide information and then works closely with the research center. So they have to collect information and then put it and then adapt it into the information with web-based. And when the agriculture extension workers or the farmers ask about the certain technology or certain innovation, so they can give an answer, because they are also have a backup from the researcher at the research center. That is with government service. But in corporate like 8 Villages, which is developed by the Mercy Corps, they also have like R&D, for example, from Bayer, and then from the other corporate or the other service provider, which is also involved with the farmers. So the website, I think the website of the Mercy Corps have various activities of the institution of this in NGOs, and also with the partner, which is they work together to develop about the agriculture extension, which is put it in the web base. I think that's information that I give like a add from the information from Siti Amanah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Should we maybe move on to the next case, and then we can continue the discussions, just putting the different contexts or bringing the different contexts together. So I would invite Nestor. I already put Nestor as co-host, so you should be able to share your screen, or if you have a presentation or how you're gonna do. But we would invite Nestor and Francophone Africa to also talk about the cases that you gathered.
Hello?
We can hear you, Nestor. You
Yeah.
have to
Okay,
speak a
good
bit.
morning. Can I present in French? Because we are Francophone Africa.
We could, or I can try to. Do you have a PowerPoint present? Do you
I have a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can send or maybe you can try to do a summary. I would say that yes, but then we can try to do a summary for the big group, if that would work. What do you think?
Okay. Mean that I can present in French, or I should present in English?
Ideally in English for the bigger group, but now I see the presentation is in French anyway. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
ideally in English for the bigger group, so that make sure that everyone has the same.
Okay. Anyway, I will present in English.
Thank you. And
There is some key issue that maybe from Benin cases, the guy will present in French and we can summarize in English.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, for us, we already have an overview on, there is a lot of solution concerning the digitalization of extension in Africa, especially in Francophone Africa. We identify a lot of solution, but during the first report we sent, maybe we just present an overview on digitalization of extension services in Africa before going deep concerning exactly what we are supposed to present. In Cameroon, we identify one key digital platform, basically on e-market, because most solutions we have identified are based on e-market, how to link farmer to market. So in Cameroon, we have one. This Mewanko farm was the winner of Orange. Orange is one of the private telecommunication company in Cameroon, and they have launched some challenge among young people concerning the best solution, ICT solution that can support farmers and Mewanko won the prize in 2018. And today, her platform is well known and used for farmers, because we saw that there's around 5,000 farmers using the platform up to date. One of the key challenge of this solution is about the stability of internet in rural area, because that solution always need internet to access. So people living in rural area don't have a kind of network signal at any moment, so they are struggling sometimes to get access to the platform when need be. The second network platform we identify in Cameroon, also on e-market, is AgriMarket. AgriMarket was launched 3 years ago in Cameroon, and last year the guy expand his activity in Côte d'Ivoire, another francophone in West Africa. AgriMarket is an application solution, open source, where farmer can access, and also buyers can access to identify the product that are available in a specific area in the country concerned. And also farmer can place their product using that platform. Once the business is done among the platform, there is like overhead of between 2 to 5% that belong directly to the owner of the platform or the solution. Up to date, we also see that like 500 users on the platform seem to be satisfied for that service offered by AgriMarket in Cameroon. We also see some emerging solution in Cameroon with smart aquaculture. Smart aquaculture is an emerging solution we identify during an activity we done with CAMFAS, the Cameroon Forum for Agriculture activity under the LMP project, under Cadet East Pillar 4 project in Cameroon. This solution is just present how to continue to follow your fish farming using your mobile phone. The solution have been tested, and today like 100 farmers are using the solution, while the owner of the solution is still in improvement. We also identify in Côte d'Ivoire another solution, Lomblo, which is a platform put in place to deliver some weather services to farmer. When there is a weather, the climatologic issue, the platform is there to send like SMS to farmer, say this today or tomorrow, this is a raining day or the sunny day, and this allows farmer to know how to plan their agricultural campaign. And today that solution is supported by the National Agriculture and Rural Development Agency in Côte d'Ivoire and ANADER, which is a private society in charge to deliver extension services in Côte d'Ivoire. Also, we identify in Africa access agriculture. Most of you maybe have heard about access agriculture, present in Benin, in most African country, but concern the francophone country. We identify that access is present in Benin, also have some activity in Cameroon. Most farmer just is an open source platform where farmer can go there and download some video on specific crops, and they are able to watch some video in their local language if the local language is available online. Especially in Cameroon, apart English and French, we have some video in some key local language present in the platform. And in Benin, it is the same case. We have also another solution we have identified in Benin, AgroTIC Benin. I don't know if my colleague Donna is online. Donna was supposed to give us a key summary of Agro Solution Benin, but this solution Benin is like a video farming. He developed some moving farming where they goes from village to village through the motorbike and project some video to farmer in local language. Also, he developed a solution concerning how to use the cards to play a video games, and at the end of the game, farmer have some key solution on business management or also on integrated pest management. If Donna was able to maybe join us online, he can just summarize those solutions where he's the owner of for us. And then to Madagascar, we also have some solutions that are available in Madagascar. 321 Online is a platform using USDG code in Madagascar to deliver some services to farmer, agricultural services, especially some tips concerning how to grow maize, how to grow potato, vegetable, also some market information system concerning the price of some agricultural product in specific market in Madagascar. So up to date, we have like 300,000 users in Madagascar benefiting of this for the My Stone platform. Another platform we identified there is a rural e-market, which is one of the solutions developed by Farm and Technology Agriculture in Madagascar. And the solution fell down during the COVID activities, but today they are still working on to bridge the different challenge they have faced when experimenting that solution. So we thought that this is a kind of a key platform that we can also work on and see the mean impact on farmer, because farmer could access this rural platform using the website or their mobile phone. Even if the mobile phone is not an Android or Apple, they can still also use the USDG code for that. Also, another solution we well known in Francophone Africa is Mluma in Senegal. The solution developed by Abubakar Sinji Sonsonko is also like a market information system. Today, Ibrahim Sidi Sonko with Eluma have signed an agreement with all the telecommunication company in Senegal, where farmers are able to use like SDG code to access some information online, and the fees concerning the SMS fees is shared between the owner of the solution and the telecommunication company. More than 300,000 Senegalese today are using the platform. Even the households, because when the household want to go to the market, they can just go to the platform and just appreciate the price of some specific crop in the market around Senegal and decide the market they will choose to go and do their shops there. That is maybe not an overview, but there's a lot of a solution that we can identify. Also in Cameroon, during the hackathon, MEFUP is like a project providing advisory services through ICT tool in Cameroon using mobile phone. And this solution was the winner of the mini hackathon launched by Cameroon Forum for Agriculture Advisory Services last year. And the solution is still on improvement, but we can appreciate 1 year after the official launch of the solution, 500 persons are using the solution on daily basis. That is maybe an overview from now on some solution we already identify in Francophone Africa country concerning the digitalization of agriculture. We can bring more explanation depending on the question you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Nestor. If there is anyone from the region who wants to add or ask questions or make comments, then we have some time for discussing and seeing. Maybe just one comment. I see that you really looked at all sorts of solutions from smaller groups of users, but also some that have gone to scale. So there is this interesting range there. But does anybody want to add anything at this point?
They can do it in French and you will translate, right, Ingrid?
Yeah, can also do it like that. Or if anyone from the other regions also have any questions, feel free, as always, to just leave it in the chat and we will pick them up as soon as we have a chance, or just ask now. If not, then we can continue with the presentations.
Maybe I have one, and I'm not sure. Nestor, have you already identified which of them that you will look more closer at? Which one of the ones that you are presented that seems to be relevant cases for you?
Allô, Carl, j'ai pas bien suivi, hein?
Have you already identified the most relevant solution, which we will do the study on the case study?
Maybe we have an idea, but to be sure that we are going with the right solution that will be more relevant and impactful to farmers in Francophone country, we want to go in deeply concerning the diagnostic we already started to be sure that we identify the most relevant as possible solution in Francophone country. And after the analysis, we will then choose the one we go with. But as the preliminary idea, the 3021 online solution in Madagascar seem to be more relevant for us. In Madagascar, the MOFU in Cameroon seem to be more relevant because the MOFU is targeting farmer at last mile. That is more interesting for us as in terms of using the USDG code solution to deliver some extension services to farmers living in rural area. Also, the solution using the motorbike going to the country and village to do the video projection in local language in Benin seem to be a relevant solution for us. That is just a preliminary idea we have on the solution we can go with in deep concerning this study. But at the end of the diagnostic, we will validate or not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nestor.
Should we then continue? I see there is a little discussion on the chat about where or like the geographical reach of some of the solutions that they might also be present in other countries. And you will probably see this might be the case also with other solutions you find. Of course, we're looking at from a regional perspective, what sort of services does it cover in the region, how relevant it is, what sort of impact it is, and how sustainable it is. So it could be that one solution works very well in one region, but not in another one. And this would be interesting to understand why. I see that Judy made a suggestion. Maybe Judy, you want to add it in the voice?
Sure, I'm very familiar with Voxiva. It has its basic service is 321. It partners with MNOs, mobile network operators in different countries, but it also has various variations on its core service, depending on what partners it can find. So it's an interesting one that has scaled. By definition, it's scaled because it's partnering with an MNO. So it'd be nice to watch for it, even if it isn't your chosen case study, how it's doing in your country. And frankly, we can go to Voxiva and talk to them too. They have country managers that are usually very capable, and they might be able to give us some insights. They could even come on, have a Q&A with us, depending on your interest.
Great. So I would then invite, just make sure we have the appropriate time to discuss all the 4 regions. I would invite Daniel and Anglophone Africa to present what they have found. Daniel, you have also been named, or you're also co-host, so you should be able to share your screen. We'll pass the word to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope we can see my screen.
Yeah, well, good. Just put it.
Okay, so I'm just putting it in presentation mode. Just a minute. Okay, good. So I'm making this presentation on behalf of Anglophone Africa. And we actually have had several meetings concerning the preliminary list of digital RAS providers. And we did this mindful of the fact that we needed to look at issues bordering on sustainability of the models that are being actually used by the various service providers, issues about climate smart agricultural sensitivity issues, and also solutions that have actually gone to scale. So the list of service providers that we have here have been actually identified based on these criteria. Okay, so for Ghana, which I want to start with, we have quite a number of service providers, and we've been able to identify about 12 of these service providers. And out of these 12, 3 of them represent public sector providers. So we have specifically the MOFA e-agriculture, which is government-led and government-run. We have the Cocoa Board, Cocoa Management System. We have the CSIR, Huafu Marketplace, which is run by government. And 3 of these represent about 25%, being managed or led by the public sector. And the majority, as we can see, 75% are all private sector led. Okay, so running through the list of providers, we do have Isoko, which actually has presence in most African countries. And we've highlighted it in red because this is a selected private sector provider that we want to focus on for now, given the criteria. We do have Trotro Tractor, which operates in Ghana, and basically they use mobile apps for offering mechanization services. So farmers are essentially able to just get onto the app and make requests for tractor services. We do have Farmer Line that provides digital mobile advisory services. We have Farm Radio International, And basically what they do is that they use radio together with ICT tools to offer digital advisory services. So they're able to give or provide interactive voice response. They're able to give real-time response to the audience that listen to the radio programs. And really, they've been in existence for a while now. And they are not just present in Ghana, but also present in other countries within the sub-region. We do have the CSR Kwafu Marketplace, which is relatively new. It started not too long ago, just around 2018. So that is not really a technology that has gone to scale yet. We have Cocoa Board, Cocoa Management System. We have Cow Tribe that essentially focuses on livestock sector and is based in the northern part of Ghana. We have Smart Farmer, Agronova, Agro Center, and the Gas Ghana Limited. So for brevity purposes, I want to just go into the selected service provider that we actually identified or agreed upon for Ghana. So that is Isoko. Isoko has been around for quite a long time now. Within Ghana, Isoko has about 1 million reach. So directly, it has about 1 million subscribers, which of course is far beyond our minimum range of 20,000 to 50,000 farmers that we're looking at. It has over 32 million SMS and voice messages which are sent through the medium, 450,000 call service at the call centers that tries to respond to farmers by giving them specific tailor-made advisory services. It's been 12 years in the system already. So what are the specific services that Isoko provides? These services can be disaggregated into about 2 main services. They provide market prices. So they're able to give farmers SMS about market prices of various agricultural commodities in Ghana. They provide weather forecast in real time. And this is not just generic weather forecasts, but these weather forecasts are specific to locations. So within particular regions, the forecast information are specific to the communities and towns that the farmers find themselves in. They provide agronomic advice, help with market linkages, and even help bundle some of their products with insurance and coverage. So they as well also provide financial services for farmers through linkages to the microfinancial institutions, the MFIs. Okay, so basically they do these services through SMS, voice messaging, and call centers. They also additionally provide data collection for some private sector actors. So they help collect data on market prices, record accurate data using mobile-based data collection tools, and they help monitor projects in real time. And for the products or services that they offer, we observe that all of these services are embedded with climate smart agricultural activities, and specifically relating to the weather forecast and the agronomic advices that they provide for farmers. What has been the main sustainability model? Isoko has a phase-in, phase-out approach, where most often when they team up with some development partners, they tend to bear the full cost of the program. What it means is that farmers do not pay anything for participating in the program. So it's basically 100% support right from the program inception. So with the passage of time, so let's take it that in the second year, then there's a shift to 80-20%. What this means is that Isoko takes up 80% together with a development partner, and farmers gradually bear 20% of the cost. This further shifts to 60-40%, and you typically at the end of the program, there's a full cost recovery, giving the benefit of the doubt that during the course of the program, farmers would have actually realized the core benefits of the program and therefore should be in a position to be able to bear the full cost. Isoko is actually present in all the 16 administrative regions in Ghana, but it is actually very dominant in the northern and transitional agroecological zones in Ghana. The key source of funding has been business to business, where they offer specific business tailor-made services for certain business. For instance, Isoko has a direct business partnership with Vodafone, which is a major telecommunication giant in the UK and present in Ghana and other countries in the sub-region. So for specifically under the Vodafone Farmer Club initiative, which started in 2017, they provide direct services to 450,000 farmers. Isoko also has a business to clients services, which they also give out to their clients. And most often they tend to have collaboration with some development partners, USAID, GIZ, etc., and even international NGOs as well as local NGOs. Okay, so that is that for Ghana. I move on to Nigeria. Sorry, I move on to Uganda. So Uganda also identified quite a number of service providers that provide rural advisory services. From Munera Limited, Easy Agric, Liza, Jakuza, Access Agriculture, and I want to mention that Access Agriculture is also present in Ghana as well. Farm Radio International, which is equally present in Ghana, FAO with e-learning platform, Narrow, and Africa Tree Finder. So Uganda as well selected Famunera Limited based on the criteria that was provided. Okay. So we try to zero in on Fumenera. And for this organization, it's a digital marketplace that sources for genuine quality, affordable farm inputs and also provide convenient last mile delivery within 24 hours to farmers. So they try to work within real time. It was actually founded in 2016 and has a direct subscribers of over 110,000 farmers. It is actually operating nationwide in Uganda. I also want to mention that for Anglophone Africa, we actually looked at 2 cases each in most of the countries involved. Uganda also looked at Easy Agric, which has a direct subscribers of about 65,000 farmers, and they use village agents to be able to offer digital advisory services. They as well considered Omiliza, which has about 20,000 farmers and uses ICT tools to provide e-extension services. They also provide e-weather updates. So Uganda actually, we came to a conclusion that for now, the digital advisory service provider that would want to look at or examine in detail is Famunera Limited. Okay, so we also look at Nigeria. So we come to Anglophone Africa and we're still looking at Nigeria. Okay, so in Nigeria as well, we have the National Farmers Helpline, which is public, Novus Agro, Thrive Agric, Isoko Nigeria. So it's quite obvious that Isoko is present in all the 3 countries. We do have Zoazel and eFarms. Okay, so for Nigeria as well, we decided to select the public service actor. And the public service actor, okay, just to give an overview about the number of subscribers that are actually with these service providers. So for National Farmers Helpline, it has a direct subscribers of about 394,000 farmers, Novus Agro 51,000 farmers, Thrive Agric 250,000 farmers, Isoko Nigeria 500,000 farmers, and Zoazel 42,000 farmers, and eFarms 26,000 farmers. So I will want to zero in on the National Farmers Helpline for Nigeria. So this is a national mobile telephony-based real-time agricultural information and knowledge hub managed by the National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Services. It's operating from a knowledge database developed from within the Nigeria Research R&E system. It is totally government-owned, uses a SIM bank of MTN, operates on a short code, which is still not secured as we speak now. What has been the sustainability system in place? It relies mainly on internally generated funds, IGF, internally generated revenue, from the core rate, which is shared between the national service provider. Okay, sorry. Okay, so it operates on IGF, internally generated funds, between the research, the agricultural National Farmers Helpline, and the telecos. The major challenge has been the integration of the short code 114 into the other major telecos. So in Nigeria, there is Glo, there is MTN, there's probably Vodafone as well, but trying to have just a unique code across the major telecos has been a major challenge. And this really limits the participation of farmers. So for National Farmers Helpline, it was founded in 2018, and it has 394,000 subscribers. It actually operates nationwide, uses a call center, SMS, interactive voice response, IVR, multimedia service, and this is how it operates upon. I would want to mention that looking at Nigeria, they selected the public, and this came up during our discussion. We were of the view that we could look at one public versus one private service provider, particularly with regards to the sustainability measures, and trying to know the success story about how it has been outskilled and outskilled. So particularly for the public sector actors, which is government-led, Ghana, Nigeria, we realized that we are actually initially identified other public sector actors, but you go to their website and you don't get the needed information about their subscribers, and it appears the website is not very active or as it should be. So we actually dropped that. So in trying to move forward, we leave the bigger plenary with these two questions, and this can open up for further discussions. One, the question is, do we consider public versus private sector service providers in the various geographical spaces? Second, or the final question, do we consider the same digital service providers across countries within sub-region? And from this presentation, we observe that Isoko is actually present in most of the countries within Anglophone Africa. Farm radio is actually present in all the 3 countries. Do we want to look at farm radio across 3 countries, or we select different private sector providers to examine issues about how these digital solutions have gone to scale, how they've been sustainable, and how they provide climate smart agricultural activities? I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for the presentation. Are there anybody from the team who wants to add anything, or was everything said that needed to be said in the presentation? If that's not the case, then I will open the floor. I can see there's a very vivid discussion going on in the chat. Anybody who wants to add anything which is not going on in the chat? Or just compliment so people, not everybody reads the chat, maybe. So if anybody wants to add anything, the floor is open. Judith, can I ask you to say something? You had some very good points in the chat, and we would like everybody to be sure that they are captured.
I think it's great that you're taking one private and one public service. I think I wouldn't, well, you could compare them within a country, but I think it's interesting that, say, a public service has been able to take off, and that's frankly sort of rare. But to take a private service like Isoko and see if it's prospered and scaled in most of the countries, or if there's some factors in its partnerships or what crops it's focused on that's helped it to scale. I know I've known Isoko since it was since it was created, and for years it struggled with not enough subscribers. And it changed ownership, it's changed all sorts of things. And now it's wonderful to see that it's doing very well in at least some countries. So looking at what of those factors are may give insights for services in other countries that may or may not have scaled. For example, they took on financial services. That was a huge addition that seems to have done a great deal for it. And that may be a key to scaling other services in other countries that are having more trouble. Say Cameroon, the numbers are always going to be small for Cameroon, but still, we're already seeing some insights that'd be interesting to think about across regions. So I'll stop there.
Thank you, Judith. And if I may add on, it might be that integrating financial services was the factor that triggered the business model to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is that, but I have seen others that providing extension and providing sort of weather services and other services to farmers with the notion that it should be more or less free to farmers needs to have something added on, which and another thing you put in the chat was that people are using it for data collection. Right. So not only are you pushing information out to the farmers, but you also have using your digital network, you have an avenue for sending out surveys and questions from third parties. It might be FAO who wants to know something, or it might be an NGO, or it might be somebody else, the government, who wants some data, rapidly collected data from the field level, which you can use this sort of digital platforms to do. Mm-hmm. And that might be another stream of revenue that can be used to make to continue to have the principle of a more or less free service for small scale farmers, but you still need to make a business out of it. Even if you're government, you need to reduce the cost. At least if it can run if it can be self-sustained, the likelihood of spreading it to a large amount of farmers is much bigger. So very interesting.
And there's another one that was mentioned, and that was selling or aggregating orders for inputs, another stream of revenue that could be tapped. So we'll start getting a list of these things that you all can use in your discussions with these providers that you're focusing on, and seeing if they've thought about it or tried it and it failed. Anyway, it's interesting to already at this early stage have some insights that might be useful across regions.
Yes, and I think, are there any more comments? Then in the interest of time, we will switch to Latin America so we can also present.
One additional from me.
Yes, please.
Maybe. Yes, observing the presentation today, I think do we need to also like categorizing between the output that providers deliver or service with the outcome, like the outreach that has been up to now is, I think it's part of the outcome, and to make a difference also with impact, for example, for the farmers. So what is actually the impact that they can create? For example, the additional income by using this application, for example. And in terms of the sustainability, I think to see also not only the sustainability from the provider's side, but also that the sustainability that that made from the user side. Yeah, that's input from me.
Okay, thank you very much. Well noted. Marisa, are you presenting on behalf of Latin America?
Danilo will present. I will introduce.
Sorry.
And he will share the screen though.
Okay,
both are co-hosts, so I wasn't sure, so I put both. Then it's good.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Excellent.
I'm beginning. Okay, I will present. Okay, you can see?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, perfect. This is an ongoing work. We didn't finish the goal, but we will give a screening of the first step. We're working in Latin America in three parts of the America. Central America, we're working with 7 countries. Andean region, 5 countries, and South America, 5 countries. So it's difficult because we have discussing, analyzing 17 countries, include Brazil, that is the most important country that work many DI. We begin in this job developing a survey. We use Kobo to provide a survey and send to the digital innovation and cache the information. All information that we're caching is to help us to choose the best DI to discuss in deep analysis a posteriori. If you can use this kind of survey, this is the address, and I can share the address also. I will discuss now by subregion. I will discuss Central America. Now we are found about 40 DI, 40 DI entrepreneur. In this case, Central America, excuse me, Central America, you can see about 10 DI. Platicar is the platform developed for the government of Costa Rica, specifically INTA, provide information to extensionists and do many gathering, meeting, use YouTube to provide technology everywhere. Also, CIDEAGRO is a platform, Dominican Republic, the government provide information about satellite information and provide how the plan is help and an indicator to support the extension to take decision. There are another Corbana is a platform developed in Costa Rica to support the banana producer and management Sigatoka and other disease in banana. Coffee Cloud is from Guatemala, is our producer organization. This is a private entrepreneur from the Anacafe. Provide information to manage roots in coffee and management soil in the coffee production, cash grown information and process the information and put the information on the cloud for the producer. There are another DI, Agroclima, and Digital Extensionist is a project developed by FAO in El Salvador, provide information. You can see this one. There are many apps developed in Central America in order to support coffee production, cocoa production, and other. In Andean region, we are found about 10 DI. In this case, in Andean region, there are many platforms provided by the government. In the case, the first one, Agronet, is by the Colombian government. They provide information to management soils, to management pests, and other DI is AgroSanil. This one, AgroSanil is an enterprise in Ecuador that provide use drone for fumigation, use drone to take a picture, to take anomalies in the field and give the information to the producer. And the last one, Fede Arroz, is a private entrepreneur, is from Colombia, support the producer to management rice production, and provide information about pest and management, soil, and different information, technology information to help the extensionists. And the last region is South America. South America is there are huge many DI. INTA in Argentina has a agencia virtual. INTA is a apps. You can see this is the apps to support the extension service to take decision. There are another enterprises. This is EcoDrip, is a private enterprises that support the producer to use water in irrigation. And there are another apps by the Paraguay government use extension to take decision and management and is open, is a public code to provide a producer and extensionist. And FieldView is private, yeah. And Miller, this is from Brazil. The idea is private DI. The idea is provide information to management pests in different crops. Okay, then there are another DI in the region. This is a platform, private platform, only private platform. The first is crop monitoring. I use this kind of the platform. You can see this is the area. You can get indicators of the health of the plant, and you can get information about the climate, many information to take decision. In this case, you pay per hectare. Now I'm paying for each hectare $3 for 2 years, and I can get information, and I can get some anomalies. You can identify anomalies in the crown. There are another private initiative, like a cropping. Cropping is a private initiative that use apps, use extensionists in the crown, analyze the data from the crown and the satellite, and provide information to the producer. And there are another enterprises who provide some digital innovation. The idea is in this case, the private is beginning in the region. They are working in the region and provide the service as a private goods. And we have some conclusion about the job. We didn't finish the job because there are many DI in the region. Probably the next weeks we are analyze and take decision about what is the most important DI, what we will analyze. But some conclusion, there are many providers in Latin America. So now we are discover 40 providers. Not all countries have implemented DI in intensive service. Not all countries, in the case is Central America, Panama, Honduras, and other Cuba, there aren't some DI. In contrast with the Brazil has many information about DI. Only many digital services are public cloud, provided by the government. Private providers are beginning in our region. A problem with we had not all companies want to keep the information. This is a serious problem. Probably we will finish the registry or the old DI the next weeks, and we'll discuss what is the most important DI, what we will do the analysis in deep analysis. This is our presentation. If you have some question, we are with the Maria and I. We can ask the question. We can answer the question.
Thank you very much, Danilo. And thank you to everybody for very good presentations today. I'm really thrilled to see how fast things are moving forward. So very pleased. Marisa, do you want to add anything?
I just wanted to complement the idea that our plan is to keep this survey open until the end of this month. So we capture as the most experiences as we can. And later we want to analyze that data to see the trends and to make a good selection to see which cases are we going to go more in depth. But we've seen that we have a good overview until now as well. And we're also enjoying and motivated looking these very interesting experiences in the region.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see that Judith says that CropIn and AgroConnector seems to be at least interesting cases, also because CropIn is probably on all 3 continents, being an Indian-based one. So it's one of the really big actors in this field. We are not telling you who to look at. She's just saying out there in the open that would be one of the ones she would find interesting that somebody looked at. Are there any more comments to Latin America before we wrap up for today?
I want to give information. For us, it's difficult because it's an explosion in Latin America. Many DI that are promoting, and private is very harsh. It's good, but there are some problems. There are many apps and in disorder area. they want to develop the apps. I want to develop apps, and you found many apps and don't use anything, don't use person, don't use nothing. And this is a problem in Latin America. I disorder to developing apps ODI. This is a opportunity for us to focus on what's the apps. It very interesting, very important. What the focus will be the app to support the extension service. This is another problem in our area.
For sure. And I mean, for me, this is not this study is not the end of something. It's the beginning, right? We are beginning to try to go into the digital realm and be understanding better as an extension community what is happening and how can we link to what is going on? How can we, as a community, inform our constituency, but also how can we, in the dialogue with potential development partners, develop new projects. We have already tried to develop the ICT for farm. Maybe we did not know enough about digital at that time, and we started developing that. So I'm sure that from this study, this exercise, we will get a lot of more in depth. So don't get frustrated that you can only look on 3 cases. I think it's good that we try to focus and go a little bit into the depth of the cases instead of trying to make these overviews, because there's a lot of overviews out there, and we need to understand in more details how is it, what is it that makes people go to scale and make these apps. Because I'm sure if we look in 6 months' time, there will be another 20, 40 new ones trying to come up, right? So, so this is really an innovative area.
This is the challenge, catch all information about the apps.
Yeah, good, thank you. Any more final words? Otherwise, I will write to remind you that we meet already again on Monday afternoon. And there we will try to talk a little bit more in details around how are we going to design the questions and the studies. And I took notice that you said that some of them will not provide information, right? So in picking your cases, remember to pick a case where you have a good dialogue with the service provider. If you meet a closed door policy, they might not be a good case to work with, even if they're interesting. If they don't want to share anything with you, you might have limited information from them. So on Monday, same time as today, we will meet again. And then after that, we hope that you will start initiating your regional consultations. And I know that for Latin America, you have already one planned for the 29th of September. And then for the other regions, we expect them to be initiated sometime in October. But great work, everybody. We are really moving fast. I'm really happy to see that everybody is moving fast forward. Ingrid, any last comments?
Just a matter of sharing this video. We will share with you the link as soon as it's uploaded on YouTube. And what I would ask you to do is for every region to just send me an email with the presentations that you shared today, so that we can also distribute it to everyone. So I have the one from Asia. If it's updated, just please send me the latest version. And then for the other 3 regions, we'll be glad if you can share with me and I'll distribute it. That would be it.
Okay, then I would like to thank everybody for active participation and look forward to see you all again on Monday. And enjoy your weekend. I know it's only first day today, but once you get to it, enjoy your weekend. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.